You're listening to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast with hosts Jake Soldati and Chad Rothberg.
Hey everybody, welcome to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast, episode 39, Bush League 9 or 10.
I think it's 9.
We're not sure. We've been gone for a couple weeks now since we had Solberg on. I actually got to go back to my college for their baseball dinner. And I think we had like 13 or 14 guys from my 06 team go, which was pretty awesome. It was like the first time we seen each other in 10, 12 years. And it was, it's true friendship when like you get there and the conversation's like.
You haven't seen him since.
Dude.
Since you guys left?
Almost all those guys I haven't seen since 07, 06, 07.
Any guys that have gone on to careers like baseball wise?
Jeremy Hefner played big leagues with the Mets, Cardinals, and Padres. He is now the pitching coach with the Mets. He was the keynote speaker. He was there in 07. He was drafted 5th round 07. Our catcher, Boucher, in 06. He was a Johnny Bench finalist.
SELSU?
Someone what?
Mud Dogs?
Huh?
What was his name?
Boucher.
Oh.
Not Bobby Boucher.
Oh, it was.
No.
That's probably the first time he's ever heard that, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure. Andy Boucher. He was actually the bullpen catcher with the Tigers big leagues for a couple years. But everybody else on that team,
is that a job that like you would assume everybody thinks it is?
Yes.
Not that I'm saying like I'm not knocking it.
No, he
like,
said it was awesome.
Like the most legit job you can have.
Yes. Bullpen catcher in the big leagues, he said was amazing.
Now, Droz
was the AAA catcher, bullpen catcher for the Giants, the Grizzlies. And he was getting like $40 a game. This guy was making a living.
Do you travel?
Yeah.
You do?
He was there the whole shebang. He said that he stopped throwing BP once he hit Miguel Cabrera twice. So that would do it for you.
Yeah, it was just Friday, and you guys, you said you watched the.
We watched our Clemson Super Regional.
Turn that thing off me. I don't want to be seen.
We watched the Clemson Super Regional. It was bittersweet.
Was it on VHS?
It was on VHS. They moved it to DVD, and then we had to find a DVD player actually for the Airbnb we were at.
Totally.
No, but like the picture quality was freaking terrible. I felt bad. Our closer that gave up the grand slam was there, and he's like, "Man, I don't remember any of this game except for one pitch." So. But it was fun just to, kick back and see guys that we haven't seen for a long time. And then it ended up snowing like 2 days after I left, which I'm glad we missed the snow because it was really nice there. The facilities are amazing. Since we left, the indoor facility, turf infield, their bullpen's nice, locker room's redone. The old coach's office is now like, it's got shuffleboard, foosball, a full kitchen. It's legit. So we were just telling them, you're welcome. You guys are welcome for this, So it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to do it and experience it. And I'm rocking the OR.DIE hat that I got.
Speaking of hats,
we are having our website is live.
Web store.
Sorry. I don't even know if I can get out of this.
We'll post the links.
But I'm going to wave. Bradley Senaway's on. That's our shortstop. I'm sure he's ready to go tomorrow. But I'm going to end the live, and then you guys will have to...
but
it'll be out tomorrow.
It'll have all the hats.
I'll have hats, shirts, cool dry, cotton, hoodies, cool dry, cotton.
Shorts.
Women's hoodies, women's tank top, and 4 different hats. And they're all priced really well. Trust me. We made sure that we're doing it all for you guys. We didn't try to make any kind of money off of it. It's just to get all our supporters out there and have something that's affordable.
Yeah, and say in the last month I've been blown up for hats, sweatshirts, and I just told people stop going to the other site because
don't go to Teespring.
It's closed. I already shut it down.
Okay. But this store is legit. It's one of those stores that will be open.
It's a campaign style.
Yeah, it's a campaign style, so it'll be open for like a week, and then once it shuts down, all the stuff will process from that order, and then we'll reopen it. So it'll probably take about 3 to 4 weeks to fully get.
I think it's once it closes and processes, it should be within 7 to 10 days.
Okay, cool.
So not even that long, but
we'll just say 2 to 3 weeks. Just in case.
Just be patient with us. But all the
it'll get
hats will be
shipped
up
to your
there.
house.
Yeah. So, anyways,
it's legit. So I'm gonna end live,
and this will be out tomorrow.
This episode will be out tomorrow. So thank you guys on Instagram for our 2 supporters. Later.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, and then I just shared it to the story. So it's up for 24 hours. People can go watch it.
Oh, that's cool.
So
more than 2.
Yeah, 2020 season. I guess it already started. I mean, Clovis East played Division 12, Selma. I thought that was kind of a weird game to open up with.
Selma's always pretty good, man.
I know, but it's like, it's just like even nothing as Fresno High because we love Pappy and all them, but Orange Cove.
But they've always played that. That's always a game. It's like, you know how they have the.
I know, but people get mad when Alabama plays like.
I get it. I know what you're saying.
I just feel like.
But I think that's one of those things that it's like annual. They always play each other.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Division 1, you shouldn't play anything lower than Division 2, and so forth. I don't know. That's just me. I still.
Well, but if you're talking about like
no, these were actual games.
Games that counted.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
We've already started, man. Friday. Clovis East played Selma, and Fresno High played Orange Cove. Legit games.
I saw East did win though.
East won 8-0, and Fresno High won 14-1.
And then Clovis High had their dinner, and Coach Patrick was inducted into the Clovis High Hall of Fame. So congrats to Coach JP.
Congrats. Bullard had their dinner.
Yep, and
their Hall of Fame dinner. Congratulations to Greg Marchbanks. He's my pitching coach for the 2 of the 3 years I was on varsity at Bullard. Brett Jones, which was I think 3 or 4 years after me. Mm-hmm. He actually broke my section record for home runs in a game and total bases, which sucked because the guy before me was from Bullard and he held it for like 20 plus years.
And you had it for like 3 or 4?
I had it for 4 years. So I hit 3 homers and 11 total bases. And then 4 years later, Brett Jones hits 4 for 4 homers off of, against Edison, and broke the record. But the top 3 guys are all Bullard guys. And then John Hillscamp, which was a teammate of mine. He was a year older than me. He graduated 2002. Outfielder, went to Dartmouth. Him and his twin brother, Paul. He went in, and then my brother went in. He was on the 99 Valley team. And
he was 2000 graduate, right?
2000 graduate catcher.
Dude, the pictures of the venue from the Bulletin looked sweet.
The venue is really nice. It's the one right off the loop, the Bullard Loop. It's
what's it called?
It's new.
You know what it's called?
I don't know what it's called, but
it looks super nice.
It's really nice. And they've had a lot of venues there, parties, not just, for Bullard, but I mean wedding receptions and all that. It's a really nice venue. Yeah. So
it's been a lot going on.
There's been a lot going on.
And now we're here. It's Monday, the 10th, right?
Monday the 10th.
So this will be out tomorrow. So today, start our games. And it's the Coke Classic. So you guys are kind of the headliner.
Well, now that Clovis and Bullard got put to, 3:00 since Clovis' soccer team has a night game for playoffs.
Oh, okay.
So they moved Bullard and Clovis to the day game. So yeah, we're the nightcap, and we'll be, it's gonna be a good game, man. Memorial's gonna be really good. Division 1 now. I think they might have the toughest schedule in the section.
Well,
without a doubt,
preseason, right? Because we're in the CMAC. We're gonna be a pretty decent group, I think. But that as loaded as they are, I don't know.
I mean, he did it right though. For going D1, I think he plays.
Yeah,
he plays every
that's what I'm saying. You've got 3 D2s.
Yeah,
I don't know what Edison. I haven't looked at the final.
Edison's D2 probably.
I haven't looked at the final division placements. So with Bullard being the only D1 team in our league, they had no choice.
Yeah,
but I think they can hang. I do too. That lineup is.
Yeah, but he had to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had to do that.
Well, and they're
for
going to the
season.
National Classic. That's going to be
That's gonna
huge.
be big for
I don't
him.
know what that schedule is going to look like, but I'm sure it'll be tough.
Yeah.
And you can't say it's hype because they're good. I don't think it's hype. They're a good team. I think if they got it's going to come down to health. Arm wise, they're going to need to stay healthy on the bump, but their lineup is dangerous.
Yeah, I'll see tomorrow night. Which when you guys
do
will
you
hear
guys
this,
know
it'll
who
be
you're
tonight.
seeing?
I heard Jones or Castro. So
and
I don't know.
You guys aren't. Do you guys know who? I mean, I'm assuming it's Henderson or Noah Galvan. So
No, we're bringing up a JV kid.
okay. Insider.
No answers from me.
No, you can't. I was a trick question.
I think I'm throwing.
It was a trick question. You shouldn't answer that.
I'd probably throw a shutout.
But their schedule, I mean, they got Buchanan this week. They've got all the track schools to start.
Yeah, they're loaded.
And then I think the first week of March, they have Stockdale coming here. So yeah, they've loaded. And they've kind of had to, I think, just because the CMAC might be down a little bit this year.
It's down.
So you don't
They
have
should run through the CMAC.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but
I'll say it. They should run through they should lose maybe twice. Just saying.
yeah, it's fair.
Nobody.
The pitching's not what it was last year.
No shot. Sanger's all new. Bullard's all new. They have Wrangle, but other than Wrangle,
I mean, we bring back innings, but are they going to be? We need them to get deeper.
Yeah.
We need our guys to be deeper in the ball games. I think offensively we're going to be fine. We're pretty fast.
we scrimmaged you guys. I thought offensively you guys swung the bats good. You were aggressive.
Defense was something to be desired.
But you were missing guys.
Well, yeah, we got some guys playing basketball too. Four guys. And we didn't throw a lot of strikes. So there's some things we need to clean up. But yeah, I don't know who's really going to challenge that. I mean, that's a tough team to beat for 7 innings, three times.
Agreed.
But your guys' game, I think, either way, who's ever aces go, that's going to be probably the story. We'll see. I mean, I liked your guys' team. You guys get some speed too, so
We'll be okay.
yeah, I think so. I don't know if you saw. Have you taken time to go look at Clovis Sports Report, Mr. Metters and Austin Kemp's
I watched all
breakdowns?
I watched all the breakdowns.
Shout out. And
Paul Metters and Austin Kemp. Austin, don't call my guys home run hitters though. Whether they are or not, I just don't want them thinking that way. So, but other than that, they did a great job. Austin was out at our practice for almost the whole practice. He stayed and really did a thorough job.
Well, he's not coaching this year, right?
No.
So he's devoting his time.
He is doing the Buchanan media still, though, so I'm kind of battling him still on the social media because our Clovis West social media is pretty fire. And it was at Madera, too, when I was over there. I've gotten a little better, though, but Kemp's is really good at Buchanan. But other than him, I don't think anybody can hang with what I do on that social media stuff.
Pappy started last year to creep into the
I hooked
mix.
Pappy up a little bit in the valley.
I know, but he's on his own now.
Yeah. But no, they did a real good job. The reports were right on. It's really tough too. We talked about it's tough ranking teams. It really is.
That's why I don't like doing it. We're not doing that.
Yeah, no.
I don't even know what our coverage is really going to be because you have the Clovis, and they're going to do mainly track. I get it.
Yeah.
But Pags does a really good job for everybody.
He does.
We definitely want to do like player of the weeks or stuff like that,
or like a big game that's going on, depending on division
like
or
tomorrow.
whatever.
Definitely. I think next week I saw Minarets. Is playing Liberty, and that's
gonna be a big game,
and that's a rivalry. For that, and I think they're in the same league, so
yeah.
It may be D4, D5, but that's always a pretty big matchup for the smaller divisions. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that we would talk about, and we'll break down. Obviously the sports report and Pags rankings, and I think he's still working on his stuff, but I'm not sure what the exact coverage on our end will be. We're still going to get guests on the show. We have one today. Speaking of covering the Valley baseball is high school sports media, Mike Brink. He's going to stop by here in a little while, and we're going to discuss some of the games he's been covering, or last year he started covering games, and what his plan is for this year. So
He'll be at ours tomorrow night.
Yeah, he'll be doing, and we'll get the information on how you can go listen to that stuff online, which is pretty cool, man. I'm glad there's a lot of people. That's what I'm saying with the Clovis Sports Report and in us doing kind of what we do. We may cover a little bit less than everybody else.
We're still coaching too, so
yeah, it's hard.
Whenever we're not coaching, we might end up doing a little bit of both, where we go do a game live or something, depending on like a big game. But
or sneak them in like we do today. I go get a little shot and then come back and make some time to do it when we can. But then Pags always has really good coverage too, and he's got eyes everywhere, especially down in Baco to represent their baseball down there. So. But with Brink doing live games, that's pretty cool, man. We never really had that. We didn't have that.
Yeah. No, I know. And I feel like, it is good for the Valley. It is good. And it's different. Everybody's different, which is nice. You're not getting the same thing from each person. Like, we're different. Pag's different. Clovis Sports Report. And then what Brink's going to do, it's going to be like radio. You're going to be listening to a game on the radio pretty much.
Even if Kemp and Metters did want to go branch out, they could. I think it's a pretty good idea to stay in one spot because nobody really covers the track like they've been covering the track.
No.
I mean, it's detailed.
No, and they did a great job in football.
Absolutely.
They really did.
Absolutely. I agree.
I think they're onto something, and I think Clovis Unified's backing them up with that, that's very helpful.
Yeah.
Which we know it's
it's not cheap. It takes time. And
exactly.
It's an expense to do this.
So, they got it going on. It's going to be fun to watch everybody, and hopefully, we could all help each other out.
I think we talked about on some of the stuff they posted, though, with like Central.
Central's tough, man. I feel like with the returners they have, that lineup, one through their first 5 hitters are dangerous, and they could play on any track team. With Wiltsey coming back, pretty much their pitching staff coming back, they're going to be dangerous, man.
Right? Pretty good ball.
Yeah, he played third last year. He's going to play short this year.
Swings it pretty well.
I don't want to get his name wrong, but he's super good. Really good swing. Love his swing. They're going to be scary, man. I really feel like that's what's wrong with rankings. It's hard to rank guys because seeing guys, or Buchanan was 6. I thought after watching the Clovis Sports Report and his report on him, I was like, oh, they don't look like a 6 team, with how smooth they're fielding and all that. I know they're young, but they didn't look like a 6 team. And that's tough. And I'm not saying he did a bad job, ranking anybody. I'm just saying, I think it's tough to do that.
I think if you're putting out one and I'm looking at it, I think those are probably a decent starting ground. Yeah. They may shuffle a couple here and there.
I don't know if I would add Clovis at 1 with how many guys they lost.
Well, but they also return a lot, though, too. They still have some senior leadership.
Beal, Kropf, Miles. And I'm not being biased because I'm at Clovis West, but if I'm looking at returning, we return our whole pitching staff. We return over 160 innings on the bump. And I feel like if you're going to go off of that, we should have been 1 just on returners. And
I think them winning last year, though, played any role in that?
But it shouldn't.
Have you talked to Austin at all or anything like that?
No.
Because that could be it, too. They're the defending champs.
Well, but
play a little bit of role.
Okay, but new coach.
I'm just being
not saying it's new coach.
I'm just being argumentative. That's
I know, and I love it. We argue all the time. New coach, different team. Miles is playing a different position. Kropf's playing a different position. Beal's still at first and pitching. It's just that's why I'm saying it's tough to rank guys. It's tough. Memorial being 2.
I think you were 2. They're 3.
Or Memorial's 3. I could see that. But then you got North probably pissed off back there with 2 of the top pitchers in the Valley.
Yeah.
In Cooper and O'Hara is freaking good, dude. Like we beat him up a little bit once last year, but then he shoved it up us once. And I'm talking him and Cooper are going to be tough to beat in the track. I don't care how young they are, how bad they hit, how bad they field, whatever. It's going to be hard to beat those 2 guys. So, and I don't know if they're 4 or 5, but that's what I'm saying. It's just really tough. And with Buchanan, Aon, he's undefeated last year.
Yeah, he no hit us.
So
I don't like talking about that.
Yeah, and I'm just saying it's tough. That's why it's really hard to rank, know. And then with Rigetti, Franklin, or Frontier,
Redwood always pretty good. Tyler Weston's always pretty good.
It's tough. Yeah. But I thought he did a good job.
Yeah,
especially on the Clovis side. I thought it was really good with the reporting and that. So they're doing good things.
Yeah, and we'll see, man. Like you say, Clovis or San Joaquin Memorial's got a monster schedule to start.
Yeah.
Liberty. I was looking at Liberty's schedule for D1.
They got McMillan back too, by the way.
Oh yeah,
it's supposed to be on the DL, but nah, he's back.
That makes it even worse.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. For them to make it, not even to make a run, they need to stay healthy. That's all.
Yeah,
as it goes for anybody though. I mean, that's any team, especially in high school baseball. You need to stay healthy.
Yep. AJ Hinch, baby.
Did you see it?
I watched the whole interview, and I actually...
Moving on.
I actually feel sorry for him. I really do. Because he is wearing it. Wearing it.
It looked like he was the
scapegoat.
Yeah.
He's wearing it, bro. I mean, I feel bad. He admitted they were wrong. He knew stuff was going on. It said that he destroyed 2 monitors with a bat, but he never physically told them not to do it. So that's what the argument was about. But to me as a player, your manager, that just means you don't have respect for your manager. That's where I'm coming from, is these players, for your manager to go in, and trust me, I had a manager in A-ball, in Steve Decker, love him. One of the best managers I've ever had, and great hitting guy. He was like that. If something he didn't like, he would freaking destroy something. And quick story, I got a bat from a Ryan Church bat. Remember he played with the Nationals? Mm-hmm. So, my buddy from the Rockies, we were playing them in A-ball, and he gave me this Ryan Church bat. And the big league woods is a lot different than A-ball would. And that series, I didn't get a hit. I was like 0 for swinging at the ball in the dirt, whatever. I come in from the inning and my bat's in pieces. That new Ryan Church bat is in pieces, bro. And I'm like, I come in and I'm up like second. And I look over, I'm like, dude, what happened to my bat? They're like, Decker hit it against the wall. And I'm like, what? Like, he took it to the corner and just smashed it in half. And Decker came over to me. He's like, if you can't hit with that, then you get a new bat. He's like, here, hit with this piece of shit. And he gave me this bat, and I went up and I hit a home run the next at bat with the bat he gave me. So rounding third, he's got that look on his face, like,
told you so.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but that bat was so money. But anyways, it's about respecting your manager. You know what I mean? And I feel like, yeah, you're in the big leagues, but your manager has to set the tone. And whether he didn't tell you it's not right to do it or stop, he legit broke 2 monitors. That should tell you, all right, we're not doing this anymore. So as players, you pretty much said, screw you, we're going to keep doing it, and now he's taking all the consequences. Nothing is happening to the players. Nothing.
Well, Lou now got fired too, but
who? The GM? Whatever.
I don't know if I feel bad for him.
No, I don't feel bad like that he got fired and all that. I feel bad that he's not throwing anybody under the bus. He's just wearing it. That's what I feel bad about, is he feels that much about wearing this whole thing on himself, because he could easily.
The questions got brought up. Like Verducci asked about his relationship with Fires and have they spoke, or when they last spoke and all that. And so, yeah, he could have said things. I'm sure, he had to be a little PC, but
I'm also sure he's met with a lawyer and he knows what he can and cannot say.
He also, though, I was listening
Speaking of it.
Yeah, it's on High Heat. I was watching Rich Eisen, and they made a comment, and I didn't think about it this way, when they said he broke the monitors, and you don't know, did he break them because they were wrong, and they weren't, the signs, that they were decoding, the sequences weren't right, and he broke them because this shit was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't getting the right signs, so this isn't working, break them.
So get another one and do it again?
They're supplied by Major League Baseball. They're not supplied by the Houston Astros. Which to me,
Why would Major League Baseball supply something like that?
It's for the replay.
So why is there somebody allowing somebody to be in there?
It's part of the replay.
But why is MLB? Why is there somebody in there that can relay something? How is that not monitored better?
They shouldn't be a monitor in there, period.
I understand. I totally agree with that.
Even with replay.
But if MLB is supplying the monitor
Because
for
then
replay,
it's technically, you know you're going to be right.
yeah,
That's not replay.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think
Replay should be, I thought he was safe.
yeah.
I'm going to go with my gut, and I want to challenge that.
Yeah, like football.
Without a third glance.
Like football.
Right.
No, I agree. I just
That was just one aspect of it.
I just want to move on from the situation.
No, yeah, because that just came out over the weekend, so I know.
I know. You know, I know. You know, I know.
Yeah, we can't talk about it.
We can't talk about it. But there's definitely more out there than just these two teams. And I know for a fact, 100%.
We're not even going to go into it.
But and that's why I want to just be over it, because now you have a guy that supposedly cheated in 18 going to one of the teams that,
well, supposedly in 18. That
hasn't been proven.
I don't even know if I feel even comfortable saying that, because it hasn't even been mentioned, saying the Red Sox.
Well, then why'd Cora get fired? Did he get fired because of the Astro thing, or because they were supposedly doing it with in 18?
I mean, I would say because he's associated in 17. They're still investigating that, I thought, right?
Yeah.
So we don't technically know.
Well, I mean, the Dodgers calling for heads and everything, but now you got a guy that's coming over to your team, two of them that were on that club, that were cheaters, supposedly. Now you're open arms.
Dodger fans? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You just like opening up that box and letting it go.
I'm just saying, bro. I mean, as a baseball person that knows the game, like, hell yeah, give me Mookie.
There's no, but you can't, we don't know. We don't know if they did it or not. We don't know what they're guilty of.
No, true. And that's what I'm saying. He's supposedly.
And again, it goes back to Mookie. He's already good.
Yes. So are all the Astros.
I agree. I've never disputed that.
And there's that guy that came out with, it was over 1,000 pitches. The at bat that they showed on AJ Hinch's video, that was struck out.
Yeah. Well, they went no sign.
But they were still banging.
Did you see what I told you about when he looked back at the dugout after the pitches?
Like at the end after he struck out?
No. They would bang and they throw a pitch and you'd see Gaddis look back at the dugout.
No, I wasn't. I don't know.
You should watch it again. Because I didn't know if he would. Again. No,
because it's stupid. They were supposed to bang on off speed. It didn't even look like he looked like he was throwing fastballs. You don't see like 4 righty changeups like that. So I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, how real is all that stuff?
We're not even going to get into. We don't need to get into details of anything other than his response to the question of the buzzers. He flat out
MLB did a thorough investigation.
Right, he flat out didn't answer it. I would like to. I'm not quoting him, but something like
I would like to believe that MLB did a thorough investigation.
It wasn't true, that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Eesh.
I know no information on that.
I know that. I'm just saying, like, that answer doesn't sound like, if you're sure of something, right? It's easy to say no.
You can't. It's because they didn't prove anything
yet. They're still doing the Red Sox.
But he also didn't say no.
If you didn't do it, it's easy to say no. If I didn't do something, I mean, saying no is no problem.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that. It didn't happen.
All my buddies think they did it. Are you buddies?
I've talked to a lot of people that think they did it.
It makes the most sense. I've said that before. That would make the most sense and the easiest way to do it. But what the hell are you using to But like,
I don't know, dude.
What do you? I don't. And like I said, we talked about it before. If I'm in the windup, I'm getting the sign. I'm going. There's no time for that guy in the computer saying, "Oh, this is the sign. Hey, this is the sign. Bang the trash can."
Well, I don't know if this is.
He's already going in the windup. It had to have been only in the stretch. That's the only thing I can think of. Because a pitcher in the windup, once they get the sign, they're going. Sometimes they don't even nod yes. They just go. So now he's got the sign. He's going, and I'm waiting for a sound. It's too boom, 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 boom. Now in the stretch, they're in the stretch. I get my sign. I come up. Somebody's on base. Now I can see that being used at that time. You know, I hope that makes more sense to people out there that aren't baseball people.
Who knows?
I know.
I'm just saying, who knows?
Nobody knows. Used. Nobody knows. Nobody will ever know. The players got immunity, which is bullcrap. They should be punished. I totally agree with everybody talking about Pete Rose. His case needs to be brought up again.
Now, again,
steroids is a suspension. But this cheating scandal isn't anything.
But there's rules in place for steroids. And there was, so I'm not taking any credit for this. This is all on Dan Patrick's show. He was talking about the same thing. And in order for it to change, they'd have to change the rule that he was suspended for.
Okay. He was suspended as a manager.
Okay. Still in the, well, and I think it doesn't say anything about being in the Hall of Fame either.
Yeah.
So like this whole time, if he could
have gone in.
Yes, if I understand.
People are just stupid.
Yes.
I mean, punish him as a manager. There's managers that go in as Hall of Famers, and there's players that go in as Hall of Famers.
And I think I also heard too that the committee would have to vote him in anyways. Now, I mean, he can't. He's not.
As they should.
Yes.
How can you frickin' sit there and say the best hitter of all time,
arguably,
it's a freaking record that will never be touched, ever. By the way, when we met him, he's got 26 records that nobody knows about. How can you sit there and say he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Now, okay, he did what you're not supposed to do, which is bet on baseball as a manager after he was done playing.
But do you believe that? Do you believe it was just as a man?
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Okay.
But he was caught as a manager.
The crime's not, or the punishment's not any different from player to manager, I wouldn't think.
No.
You do it either way.
Yeah, you do it either way. You're supposed to be booted. But
they're saying that in order for him to come back in, you'd have to eliminate that rule or reword it or change it or something. Whereas the stealing signs, there's nothing in the rules.
Yeah, no.
So there didn't need to be punishment.
But like we talked about last week with steroids, heck, I could take steroids 3 times before I'm out of the game.
Yeah. No, I know.
Guess what? I got free agent year coming up. Pfft.
Yeah, like Lap said, it's a slippery slope.
Right? But that's where it comes down to Pete Rose. As a baseball fan and player, it's hard knowing how hard you work, right? Playing baseball, getting to that level, that you're going to take something away for what he did as a manager. And I'm not saying what he did was right. It's in every locker room. It's in every clubhouse that it says, do not bet on baseball. You know, it says that in Spanish and English in every clubhouse. But he was a manager. I'm sure you talk to 100%, and there's a time or a place that somebody did something they weren't supposed to do. There's nobody that had the cleanest career ever, you know? But like you said, there's rules for certain things and not for others. So, but I still think it needs to be brought up again that, you know, it's been 30 plus years, man. Like, these kids don't even know Pete Rose. He needs to go in before our generation, and the last generation that knows him and got to see him play is gone.
I mean, even Trump tweeted it out.
He was spot on. He was spot on.
I agree. I'm not saying he doesn't belong there. He does. To me, it's a no-brainer.
But it at least needs to be brought up again. Like, okay.
We'll see what happens. I think this just happened within the last week or two, right? The petition you did. And then we missed this because we had been away from the mics. Jeter's Hall of Fame vote. I know you had some thoughts about that too.
I don't think anyone should be unanimous. Because, and that's why I really was mad that Mariano was unanimous. And don't get me wrong, Mariano should be unanimous. Derek Jeter should be unanimous. Ken Griffey should be unanimous. Chipper Jones should be unanimous. Johnny Bench should have been unanimous. Sandy Koufax. I can go on and on. Tom Seaver. All those guys should have been unanimous. So why is Mariano unanimous? You know what I mean? Why did he get a unanimous? When there's people out there, when Griffey had 3 votes, right? Griffey had 3. It was the closest ever. They said there's guys that don't vote guys in on the first ballot or whatever, you know? Okay, so then it changes the next year? Like, that just doesn't make sense. If you're that guy that doesn't vote for somebody, then you shouldn't vote for anybody ever on the first ballot. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way I feel. And that's where people are like, oh, what are you saying that for? No, I think a lot of guys should be unanimous. That's the thing I'm getting at. But if these guys before him aren't, why is Mariano Rivera?
Well, yeah, it goes back to, we've talked about building your team.
Yeah, if you're going to build a ball club,
you're not going to build
with Hall of Famers.
Not around a closer.
Your first pick's not going to be Mariano Rivera.
No.
I mean, you're going to take starter. You're going to take, Griffey. You're going to take Jeter, Chipper Jones. I mean, Johnny Bench. You're going to take those guys before you take Mariano Rivera. I mean, that's not taking anything away from his career. That's not taking anything away from his stats.
He's a Hall of Famer. You can't take anything away from any of it. That's not the point.
And that's why there shouldn't be a percentage on votes. It just causes and again, the people voting are freaking idiots that didn't play the game of baseball. You know, it's stupid. And that's where I'm not saying Jeter shouldn't have been unanimous, but Rivera ruined it for everybody. He did. Because if Rivera didn't get unanimous, Jeter, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Because it doesn't.
Because right after Rivera went unanimous, it's like, okay, who's next to go unanimous?
Some people it doesn't make sense
it's
too.
It's got to be Derek Jeter. Well, yeah, I agree. Derek Jeter should have been unanimous, but there's been somebody that hasn't voted for somebody. And then it's like, there's one guy that didn't vote for Derek Jeter. Well, why did you not vote for Derek Jeter, but you voted for Mariano? You know what I mean? That's the question I would have for him. I'm not mad at you that you didn't vote for Jeter.
Yeah, but it didn't explain it. What was your thought process?
Yeah. And that's what frustrates me is I hate the percentages, man. Nobody should know anybody's vote. Nobody should know a percentage. You should either be in or not. In or not. Then don't tell any of us what percentage they are. Just, are they in or are they out?
Or take random ballots. You know what I mean? Just if there's 400 and something people that vote, take 200 of them randomly and then use the majority.
Yeah.
Use that percentage. That way you don't know whose votes you're actually taking. And the other thing back to P. Rose, like I was going to say, if you took his numbers, you have to do the question mark on people's players' faces.
Oh yeah.
And they have their numbers and like, who's this? If you did that with his numbers across pretty much anybody's and say
100%,
is that guy
P-Rose
in the Hall of Fame? And then if his, sure enough, his face would pop up and you would say, you'd be yes.
Yeah.
It would be a yes. We've talked about the Hall of Fame voting too with the writers, and I don't know how that.
Who are they? Who are you? Who are you to vote on somebody that you never played the game? Who are you to have that? Just like with the awards, who are you to say who's the best player in the game? Why aren't the players voting that play with them every day?
Yeah.
Why aren't the players voting for the Hall of Fame? I think if you played in the big leagues for a certain amount of let's say a full year in the bigs, you should have a vote on the Hall of Fame ballot.
Certainly if you have a pension. If you play your 10 years.
Well, that's 10 years for sure.
There's no question.
No question you should have a vote. But I think even a percentage, if you played in the big leagues for a year, you're a big leaguer, you should have a percentage of a vote. Like that should matter because you might have played that year with one of the guys that's on the ballot, and I think that would be more realistic and you would have more guys get unanimous in. You would, I think, if you get 10 votes, because there's writers that don't even vote for 10 guys. How did 2 guys get in this year? I don't know. I saw the list. There should have been at least 3 or 4. I mean, let's get real, bro. Barry Bonds needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes. Not going to argue.
Not needs to be. I mean, yes. Was he doing something all of us can see? It was never proven.
No.
He doesn't have anything next to his name.
No, I don't think Roger Clemens does either.
I think he admitted to it.
I don't remember that. I
don't know either.
I could be wrong.
But the funny thing is that whole era was on some shit.
Well, we talked about people that benefited way back, 4 or 5 months ago when we started, of guys that benefited from that era that are in the Hall of Fame, like Bud Selig. He was the commish then.
Yeah, baseball was dying.
So it's sometimes it's hard to swallow. I like with the Pete Rose thing, we'll see. And the Jeter thing, I was just like, why is it really like it's a big deal? It bothered people that he wasn't.
Yeah.
And I was more like, I don't really care, but I was like on the line with you. Like, well, my only thing is if Mariano was, then Jeter should have been.
Should have been.
That was my only beef with it. The fact that he wasn't, whatever. He's no doubt a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Nobody questioned that.
No.
Even when he retired. But the fact that you have one guy that was a no doubter across the board for everybody, then Jeter was that caliber, if not above that. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think there was an argument there. And then talking about, you have the Dodgers making that move. Well, last week it started, right? And then it died. And then I think it was yesterday it was reported that it's a done deal. Mookie Betts and David Price to the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm. And Verdugo to the Red Sox. I was just up here. Maeda went to the Twins.
That was in a deal on its own, though, I think.
I thought it was like a 3 or 4 team deal.
I think the Red Sox got some pieces from the Dodgers. I saw that the move between the Angels and Dodgers is dead with Jock.
Yeah, I actually liked that one.
And Stripling?
Because isn't Calhoun out?
Yeah, he's gone.
See, and Jock
he's with the Diamondbacks, I think.
Is he? And Jock would have, fit in nicely.
Just step right in. And then Stripling's, pretty good, too, on the bump. So the Dodgers now take the, was it Gratterall from Minnesota?
Mm.
He was going to go to Boston. And they said they saw something in his medical report they didn't like. So now he's going to the Dodgers. And I want to say the Dodgers are picking up like a 67th pick also. Are they it's World Series or bust, basically.
They should be. I feel like, especially with Mookie in the lineup. That outfield, you got Bellinger in center, Mookie in right, Muncy. They just picked up Lux at second. Seager's gonna be full year. Turner.
They had that. Was it May? Whatever the pitcher, long haired kid.
Yeah, Carrot Top. He's gonna be in the rotation.
So who's gonna catch? Is it Will
Smith?
Smith. There you go.
Will Smith. He did great last year. Came on. They're going to be strong, dude. They're going to be tough. Kiki probably being left, mixed with
Chris Taylor,
Beatty.
Austin Barnes will be in the lineup sometimes, I'm sure.
Sometimes. And everybody's kind of like, even you were like, I don't know about Price. I don't know about Price. Like, you should have signed Ryu, which I agree. I think you should.
I thought I would.
I think you should have went back after.
But so the Red Sox are picking up like a half of his contract.
Price.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I actually think this is good for Price. He hasn't been in the National League. So, besides hitting, it might work out to his favor. People might not know him. He might, have a good year. Obviously, he's dealt with pressure being in Boston. It's not like, LA, Boston's kind of the same kind of pressure of winning now. Plus, the Dodgers just need somebody to be in that rotation. And he was a perennial all-star. I still think it's in the tank. He's 33, 34. I don't think it's a bad move. I think he has to go. If you got Mookie, you got to take him with you. I think they'll be fine.
Well, and they were talking about, Evaldi's contract and oh my God, lefty. I can't think of his name.
For the Red Sox?
Yeah.
Who, Miley?
No, the
pitcher?
Yeah. He came from Chicago.
Lester?
No, the White Sox.
Oh, Sale.
Yeah, Chris Sale. Jesus Christ, bonehead. They're not movable. They just weren't movable. There it is
right there, homie. Mookie Betts, David Price, and Cash. Red Sox got Alex Verdugo, Jeter Downs, and Connor Wong. I know Jeter Downs is actually really good. He's one of their top minor.
I think they
guys.
said they both hit around 280 in Double-A and had like 24 bombs apiece and 85, 86 RBIs. So
sounds about right.
So they're looking long term. They're looking to rebuild. So I think they said this move, it brought their chances of making the postseason down from like 77% to 49%. So
they weren't supposed to make it in 18 either. So
it's true. And then the Yankees, with Sale.
No, Garrett Cole.
I'm sorry, Garrett Cole, not Sale. Jesus. I don't know if you can call the Dodgers are going World Series or bust, but you still have some really good teams in the American League. That being the Yankees.
Yeah. They have everybody coming back, it seems like. They signed Gardner again. But that outfield, you got, you would think they'd get another outfielder. Nothing against Gardner. But Giancarlo's got to be there somewhere. Judge. And then you have Nick. The switch hitter. He was hurt a little bit towards the end of the year. But he's mainly their center fielder. And then their infield's back. And you got Holt and Bird at first. And Sanchez behind the dish. I think it's just about their pitching being healthy this year.
Well, they won't have their lefty. God, I'm just dropping names.
CC.
No, from Seattle. Paxton's had like back surgery. There you go.
Oh, really?
I think so. I thought I heard that. They won't have him for a while.
Look, they got him in the rotation. Third, David Price. That's not a bad rotation right there, man.
Alex Wood, Urias,
Kershaw, Buehler, Price,
Dustin
Wood,
May.
Urias, May, Gosselin. If I was a Dodger fan, I'd be really excited about 2020. But I'm not.
Why not?
I'm not a fan of anybody. I don't have a favorite team. It was
Do you think
the
it's
Mariners
a
in the
complete
90s.
and utter failure and disappointment? Like,
No.
if they don't win the World Series?
I don't believe in that stuff.
No?
Because I'm a realist. It's baseball.
Did anybody expect Washington to win last year?
No.
So I'm agreeing with you. It's like you never know.
It's baseball, dude. Anybody can beat anybody.
You saw the Nats matchup with the Astros, and I guarantee I don't remember what I thought, but we picked the Astros.
I picked the Astros.
So I'm sure that was a pretty common bet.
Yeah, unless you're a Nationals fan.
The Rays gonna be good.
The Rays are going to be good.
Minnesota's gonna be good again.
They are. It's going to be good, dude. The Mets are they got a new, I know it's not, they kept their staff, but they have a new manager. I don't know anything about him, but they still had young guys that are scrappy. They'll be okay. I mean, the White Sox got some guys.
Yeah, they made a lot of moves early.
It's going to be good, dude. It's going to be good baseball. I don't know. We'll see how what's the new coach of the Cubs, David
Ross.
See how he does as a manager. Was I talking to you about it? That being a catcher and catching like every fifth day, he was probably right there.
No, it wasn't
with
me.
Madden and learning that part of the game. I think he'll be okay. And they were talking about making moves with Chris Bryant, and I mean, there's been so many. I think the Padres are going to be good.
Their farm system's really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be.
Somebody was saying that like they wouldn't be surprised. I forget who it was because it kind of took me back a little bit. Was the Dodgers pursuing Nolan Arenado? And I'm like,
oh yeah,
where do you play him?
Third. Turner already said he'd go to first.
Would he?
Yeah.
So what do you do with Muncy?
Second base.
Okay.
Outfield. Left field.
You do that,
bro.
Then
I might become a Dodgers fan.
I might become, and I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say that, but because that's probably one of my favorite. He might be my favorite player right now. The last,
yeah, he's good.
Last handful of years,
he's good. He's down to earth. He's a good role model. Plays the game the right way. Plays hard. He actually was mad that his name was out on the trading block because he just signed that deal with them. I don't blame him. To me, it's like you either want me or you don't.
Yeah. Well, and that's what people were talking about with Peterson going. This deal failing. It's like, what's his response? You're
like
trying.
The Dodgers are trying to.
You called me surplus. Me and Stripling were surplus until you're trying to move us.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're? I mean, you played at that level. I mean, not at that level, but I mean, you played in professional baseball. Like,
I don't know.
How do you take that?
I don't know. I know it's a business,
yeah.
And I know that's the first and foremost what they do, and they really don't have a care for what the players. Like Turner came out the trade talk, and he like posted on Twitter, let the deal happen before you start doing stuff, because all this hearsay. Well, now you got Mookie Betts' family thinking this, and the Jock Peterson's family thinking this, and everybody's thinking like. So the families are freaking out because all this stuff's going on when nobody knows what's going on. So it's like, wait till the deal happens, till it's finalized, till because now families got to move, and Mookie probably had a house in Boston. Well, we're freaking a week and a half away from spring training.
Yeah, all that changes.
And he's going from Florida to Arizona now, and he probably had a house in Florida. Now, you know what I mean? So it's like there's so much that goes on. There it is, the off. Jock Peterson's done. But Jock loves LA. He'll get over it. It's just front office being front office, man.
Yeah, but he wants to play every day too, I bet you.
Well, left field's open. I mean, battled out.
Yeah. Garnet.
Go show him that you want the position. But I mean, I think it's going to be a good season. I really hope all this stuff blows over with the Astros, and I hope it doesn't take a toll on
the game or
both.
The team.
Both.
It's they're
because then it's like, oh, see, they really are bad. They really needed all that stuff. It's like they're not. They're good players.
We'll see. They are good players. No, they are good players.
Well, then don't say we'll see.
You can't control what people are going to say about them.
Oh, I know I can't.
They're gonna go after him during spring training.
Oh, for sure. They're gonna go after him the whole year. Every ballpark they go to.
I'm talking about the media.
Every ballpark they go to, there's gonna be trash cans in the stands or something, or what I mean. There's gonna be something. They're gonna have to deal with that all season. Hopefully they're get it off their minds and go play the game of baseball. Which at that level, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff being said to you anyways in a normal ballpark. So
it won't be anything new, kind of.
I don't think so.
And it's already been kind of worn out, the trash can thing. Yeah, I think I saw it at a hockey game on ESPN or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever.
We shall see. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to have on Mike Brink be broadcasting some high school baseball games this year. So when we come back, we will have him on and wrap it up.
Hey, fella. Working hard or hardly working? Listen, I'm going to cut the crap and get straight to brass tacks. Caleb's the name, and loving baseball's my game. That's why I listen to the Hit or Die podcast with Jake Soldati and Chad David Lee Rothford. They're talking sports, they're spitting seeds on their cleats. These boys know it all, and they're rounding third. Because you know what? We don't go home, we go big. The only home we go to is home plate, homeboy. Now nestle up in them bleachers, grab yourself some nachos and maybe a big slurp, because it's going into extra innings, dog. You can find us at Spreaker and also iTunes, unless you're some big old doo-doo brain who can't figure out technology. And if that's the case, well, the bullpen's over there, jabroni.
Everybody, welcome back to the Hit or Die podcast, episode 39. We're here with Mike Brink, umpire extraordinaire, and now broadcaster. You said you are going to umpire some games this year?
Yeah, I'll have about a half the schedule that I normally do.
And be broadcasting some games also. Kind of just bring us into how you started the broadcast idea.
Well, about a year ago, maybe this time football season last year, I had a conversation with Paul Leffler about his thoughts on getting more high school games on air, and if he thought there was a solid market for it. I've always thought that, I'd like to hear more games. Sometimes you're in the car and you just like to listen to a high school baseball game rather than professional baseball. And so I just got the idea actually of Mixler through Jordan was playing up in the Pacific League, and they ran all their games. So I was listening to them here. And then one of the games I went up and watched him play, I stayed after the game and talked to the guy that runs their broadcast and learned a little bit about Mixler and how to get that going, and bought some equipment and tested it at the kitchen table, and went out with Sandrini, Bullard game, and did a little test pilot out there. And then last year, I think, Chad, you were there the night that I did my first game. It was Central and Centennial at Clovis West. And so it just kind of started in trial and error, and my way of just staying in the game other than umpiring. And it's kind of a, learn as you go type of thing. And I've enjoyed it so far and look forward to the 2020 season.
So if we wanted to go listen to it, how would we go about doing so?
There's a couple ways. You can go into Mixler, M-I-X-L-R, get that app, download it, and then go into the channels. So you can search, and it's HS Sport Media. No S like sports, so HS Sport Media. And then you can grab that channel, and you can, when the game comes on, you can just click on that channel and you'll get it. I'll also have links through the different Twitters, at Track Baseball, at Track Media. If we do CMAC, at CMAC Baseball. So people have access a lot easier this year than they did last year to link onto it and get it. Some of our obstacles are just, a lot of these press boxes aren't really set up for Wi-Fi, so some of these games have to go through my phone instead of through the laptop and through the actual program. So we'll see how 2020 goes. I talked to Clovis West, and they seem to think that their Wi-Fi's been upgraded. Same at Clovis North and Buchanan. And I talked to you yesterday about possibly getting something going on in Madera with that nice new beautiful press box. So once they get Wi-Fi, then maybe we'll venture out and do a game or so out in Madera and just try to, cover a lot of the games. We did a couple out in Kerman last year, and they were just ecstatic to have someone out there that was paying attention to them. So it's kind of refreshing to see that, that crowd out there.
Yeah, I think it's big. I was there. I was doing the scoreboard during the first game, Centennial and Central. Yeah, it was kind of fun just looking over there and listening to you broadcast. And it does give a different viewpoint from the game, like you would listen to a game on the radio. And then maybe down the road, going to the Boris with like Clovis West, or going there and broadcasting games, because everybody's going to be here watching the Easter Classic, and then nobody really knows what goes on with the teams that go away. But yeah, I think it's great. It's great for our area. It's great for baseball in our area. And we're lucky to have you probably for the highlight game to start the season tomorrow night.
Yeah, I look forward to that. San Joaquin Memorial, the 2-time defending champs in D2, moving up to D1, playing against the big boys now. Open up at Clovis West, so you got the former player against the mentor or head coach, and Kevin Patrick and JD Sales at Memorial. And I really look forward to opening the season with that one. That's a playoff type game right out of the gate. So should be excited. So fans, get there early and get your seats, because this one should be probably a 2-1, 3-2 ball game if pitching goes the way we think, and the hitting for both teams. So should be fun.
Yeah, it's always a little bit behind the pitchers to start, but you're going to see a couple really good D1 pitchers, so it will be a good show. It's fun to start out the year. I think Close Sports Report's the only one that has that ranking. I think Pags is out yet, right? So
I don't think Pags come out yet.
You guys are 2 and Memorial's 3. So it's like one of those D1 college early season matchups. Do you have any idea if you get to do some smaller games? Are you going to try to do some playoff games?
Definitely. I'm trying to do all the track games this year. I think there's 2 that I'm not, just because of some other obligations, but definitely the track. I might jump out and do a CMAC if possible, and would love to do the playoffs. That gets a little bit hairier during the playoff time, because I may have to umpire in some of those games, just because a lot of newer guys coming in and haven't really jumped up to that type of level yet. So I'd love to do playoffs, and I think most of the teams I've talked to, all the head coaches, are really excited about this, and they love to promote their kids, and that's what we should be doing. They get one 4-year span to flow through the high school, and why not have mom excited that little Jimmy hit a double and it's on broadcast.
Absolutely,
it's broadcast across the country, across the world.
Yeah, not everybody can listen.
Yeah,
not everybody can get to games. Not everybody can go see, and family members maybe
out of the state,
out of the state,
or now even college coaches that like tomorrow night you got Fresno State and maybe Batesall and those guys might get on and listen to the game, or at practice or after practice, and if they can't make it out to the game, or you have college coaches that are out of the area that can listen to a team now if their guys are playing. Obviously, like Arizona with Cooper's pitching at North, and so I mean it's really good. It's good, and it gives more of a way of seeing how players are doing, and it's big. It's gonna be huge. And are you planning on having any buddy with you, or?
I will for game 1. Both of you guys know Mike Garabedian. Mm-hmm. Very familiar with Clovis West, with having 3 boys that come through the program. So he's going to be my color guide tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that. He's kind of been the guy last year that would give me the thumbs up or thumbs down in the stands when he was listening to make sure I was still on air. So he's kind of my production manager there. Because as you guys know, you kind of just wing it and you hope you're on air, and to keep score, so you know what the kid did previous, and make sure that your board's lit up and you're still on air. It's a lot of things. So no,
we've talked about trying to get out there and do a game or two just to see. This isn't live, so we're lucky, right? I can go back and I can change things, cut things out, all the wind that may be blowing through or the crowd noise. It's different. Having said that, are you a Joe Buck fan, or are you on that other side do you have a little maybe appreciation for the work he does?
I appreciate it. I'm not a big fan of Joe Buck, but I have appreciation for Paul Loeffler even more so now. I think we get so jaded and used to listen to him and how smooth he is and how professional he is that I think, Chad, I said to you after that Clovis West game last year, or the Central game at least, man, this is tough, man. You're like, oh, you're all right. You're all right. You're fine. Because it's just, you got to find things, especially in high school level. A lot of coaches don't like to give the stats out. And so you can't say, hey, there's Robert hitting 400 with 6 bombs, because everything is, it's undercover.
Hush, hush.
Yeah, because we don't want to know when a guy's hitting well. So, so you're searching for things, and this is a big strapping right-handed hitter, and you feel sometimes like you're just repeating the same thing. So it's not an easy thing, but and I'm winging it, and I'm learning from my mistakes, and just keep going. If people realize that it's just about the heart and passion, and not
Absolutely.
so much that I'm, Vince Scully or anything. I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to give people that maybe want to listen to the game because they can't be there a little bit of a picture of what's going on.
Yeah, you might have Buchanan might be playing it so they get a little recruiting, or they don't have to go to the game, so they can not recruiting. I didn't mean recruiting. I meant scouting.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh yeah, I didn't mean recruiting, but
That's not getting cut out. I'll leave that.
yeah, it's fine. I'll wear whatever. No matter to me.
Yeah, no, it's and you're talking about Paul Leffler. It's he does football, basketball, and baseball. So it's we got to get him on here too.
Yeah, he'd be great. Yeah,
We've been talking about it. It's just been, and now it's going to be tough with baseball season trying to get guests on, and
Our time
especially
is-
with us coaching, it's going to be tough.
Definitely. I ran into him at the alumni game, and I'm like, how do you ever sleep, man? And he's like, well, you learn how to sleep on planes, because he'll leave a basketball game to get over to do a baseball game, and that overlaps, and from football to basketball. So it's amazing how he gets everywhere he gets, and he's still, sharp as a whip, and just always professional and does a great job. So I appreciate, and I listen to him a little bit more intently now than I probably did when Jordan was running through there, or all the years that I've listened to him. But he's kind of an inspiration and kind of guy to look at and listen to, and try to pick his words and try to implement into what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I'd love to get him on here. Maybe we got to reach out, and maybe in the summertime when things kind of slow down a little bit.
Well, he'll be in between sports.
Yeah.
Baseball will be done. Football will be starting, but it won't be there yet.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best time to get him.
And for those that don't know, if you don't know, Jordan, your son, was a guest on our show. Any insight to when he's heading out? And
he's going to head out March 9th. So right now he's just, when I leave here, we're going to go play some long toss at Sierra Vista Elementary School, because it's a big grassy area and no one to worry about. And then he's throwing a few innings along the way up until the 9th against Fresno State. He's actually throwing Wednesday a couple innings to kind of get them ready for their opener against Irvine. I guess their guy it's got a little velo, so Batesville thought it'd be good for him to come throw. And so he threw, I think, Friday, and then he'll throw Wednesday and then head out. But he did go to a 2-week camp that he really enjoyed, and got to show his wares a little bit ahead of time, so you don't go there. And in spring training, as you know, Chad, you go and you're the new guy, and you get bombed the first game, and you might be packing your bags early. So it was good for him to get out there and show his wares, and the Rapsodo and everything, and guy with Philo, the numbers were kind of crazy, and so that might help keep him in the organization a little bit longer. But yeah, so he's excited to go and get out of this cold and get back to Florida and sweat it up a little bit. He came back from that camp with nice little tan lines. I was kind of jealous about it.
well,
And he's with the Cardinals now.
Right,
For
yeah.
all those people, he got picked up by the Brewers last year out of Southern Illinois, and then got picked up by the Cardinals. Was it in a Rule 5 draft?
Rule 5 minor league.
Okay, minor league. Okay.
Yeah, so they can send him back for, I want to say it's like 6. They buy you for 12, and they can sell you back for 6. If the team doesn't want you back, then you can get released and move on with life, or try to find another club. So we're hoping that the $12,000 they spent on him is enough to keep them interested in him. So I just said, you got to go out and have a good spring, and who knows what might happen. So
Does he have? He won't be in big league camp, but he might. I think with his age too, a lot of people don't understand. Even though he's young, to us in baseball terms, he's a little older. I think he might get a little action in the big league camp, which would be nice. And like having him on and talking to him, he's got a great head on his shoulders. You raised a tremendous young man to us. But I feel like he's going to have a great year. Just where he's at at the point of his baseball career and what he's had to come from. He's got the right mindset. He knows what he wants. He knows what he's doing. And I think the Cardinals got somebody, you say 12, they got somebody cheap that could possibly finish the year in the big leagues, I think. And we hope, you know, for a guy that's from our area and following him. And
tell you what, the Valley is looking pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Throughout. I mean,
Pro Bowl.
There's going to be some guys to keep eyes on, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I kind of miss the old, in the local paper, we won't give the name, but you used to get the Valley Pro averages. Man, that was like, I think it was Wednesdays. Oh, man, I couldn't wait to dig into that, see how guys were doing. Now with the MILB website, it's a little bit easier, but you got to kind of build your list and remember who you want to really look at and who's, you know, from the Valley. I was thinking about the Redwood kid today, and I kind of went in to look at his stats, and, you know, because of rookie ball, they didn't put any stats for him, but, you know, you can find him that way, but it's a little bit.
Yeah, and we thought about, like, at first, I was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be easy. There's so many guys that have played pro ball that you get caught up in doing not everybody, so I kind of, like, decided not to do it because I didn't want to leave people out and people be mad, so.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll definitely, obviously, the guys that are in AAA, you know, AA, AAA, big leagues, we'll probably do them a lot more, and it'll be easier to do those guys. But, yeah, it's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
And then we talked a little bit yesterday, you know, with you know, you doing some broadcasting and, you know, with Pag and all of his coverage, and then now Kemp and Metter's doing Clovis Sports Report, and we'll do as much as we can just to cover some of that stuff, even highlight some certain things. It's pretty great that the Valley has this much stuff going on to represent, you know, local sports, because, like, you know, it's not cheap. You have to invest your own money and time, but to give back to the kids, man, we didn't have any of this stuff when we were playing.
Yeah, you're right. And the social media is just crazy how quickly things travel. And, you know, before you'd have to wait till someone call you. Now you just, you know, you can open Twitter during the game and you can see just Tommy hit a double, hit the chalk line. And
I mean, from you know, San Diego to the top of the state, from across the country, you can get scores of every game.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I love it. You know, I'm kind of a lover of the Twitter myself. The other ones I'm not that good at yet, but I kind of follow a few of them. But the @Track Baseball obviously is the one right now I'm into pitching grips. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but man, there's just in the nasty stuff on the curveballs these days and change ups. It's just fun with that. Friedman, you know, who Jordan had some
pitching injury.
Had some help from that guy, and that guy's a living legend already.
Yeah.
But yeah, the social media world is just, it's crazy. As you know, at my age, it's kind of an adjustment at 50 years old, but you know, now it's a heck of a lot easier than waiting for the local paper.
Yeah.
You know, because you just got it right there. I think I'm gonna have carpal tunnel instead of carpal tunnel, just from all the scrolling that takes place.
Well, one more. So you can go to your app store.
So you can go into Mixlr in the Apple App Store, Mixlr, and then when you get it, then you can go into the channel HS Sport Media, and you'll see the Mixlr red logo, and you'll see currently right now the backdrop is the track teams logos, and so you'll know that you're in the right spot.
And it's Twitter. What's your handle at Twitter?
On mine, it's @Track Baseball, and then @Track Baseball Media currently, and then we also own the @CMAC Baseball. I don't know if you're aware of that. I've kind of been hidden on that one, but
I didn't know who ran it.
Yeah,
I knew you ran track. I didn't know who ran the CMAC.
Yeah, so you'll have links in all those that, you know, we can just retweet, and so we can get it real wide real quick. So,
and this one as well @1HHS Sports Media.
Yep, you can also go to that one. That'll probably be the one that it comes off of, just because that's the one I log into on the laptop. But I'll definitely splinter it off into Track Baseball. That's the one that kind of more people than not follow. So
no, sweet. Starts tomorrow night, man. Clovis West and San Joaquin Memorial. The kickoff. That's the big matchup for 2020 start. And Mike, thank you for coming by and hanging out with us for a little bit. And
no problem, my pleasure. Thanks for having me. And you guys are doing a great job. I've listened. I think I told you all but one episode, and I probably need to go back and listen to that one. But there's been so many good ones and information that guys give that you just, you know, unless you're out talking to a guy having a beer or something, you really don't hear that. The Batesville stuff was just off the charts.
No, we appreciate it, man. All the support. We've been fortunate to have a lot of good people, support the show and leave us messages and stuff like that. And we do have a store open. We'll put links out for that, for hats, shirts, hoodies, stuff like that.
Women's apparel, shorts.
Wow, going big.
Yeah, be sure to check out Mr. Brink here in the Mixler app tomorrow night and throughout the year. Track games, and be easy on him if he is your umpire. Chad, anything else for episode 39? That's it.
Go to the store, get some good apparel.
Yeah, and
it's quality stuff. We didn't go cheap.
Yeah,
it's better than our Teespring app that we had.
Should be. Yeah, that's it for episode 39. Hey, thanks everybody for checking it out.
Hit or die.
You can get the Hit or Die podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. The show is also available on YouTube. For news and updates about the show or to get involved, check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Hit or Die Podcast.